What's up, everybody? Welcome to Live to Metal. My name is Scott Waters, and this is
Joshua Waters.
This is my son Joshua, and we are here for part 2 of the Albuquerque Records Show video that I promised. Part 2. And basically just going to show off what we picked up. Didn't pick up as much as usual, but we did pick up some decent scores, for a decent price. So I'm going to let my son go first and show you what albums he picked, well, one of the albums he picked up.
So first one, ZZ Top. Good album too. I love cruising on my motorcycle to this album. So
Eliminator.
Had to pick it up on vinyl, almost basically brand new. So it's rare.
And you paid what, $3 for it?
$3 or $5 for it. So great album.
Of course, everybody knows who ZZ Top is, but that was one of their 80s albums. Had the electronic drum sounds, but still a good album. Has a lot of hits on it. A ton of hits on that album. So first one I'm going to show is really, really outside of what I normally show. Mostly, it's hard rock and metal on my channel, but this is Kraftwerk. This is German computer stuff. Way outside the stuff I usually show. Just one of those albums I've liked since I was a kid, and I found this for $3 or $4 in good condition at the record show, so I snagged it. This is Computer World, and listening to this now, this is done in the 80s. It sounds almost like music that was created on a calculator. That's how dated it sounds, but still, I still enjoy it. It's just one of those things, you grew up with it, you still like it. So, Kraftwerk, Computer World. I think this is from the, let's see what year this is from if I can find it on here. I just know it's from the 80s. I'm not a huge fan of this band, just like a few things. 1981, so really early 80s. Kraftwerk, Computer World.
So next up, The Clash, Combat Rock. Everyone knows Rock the Casbah. Great pop punk band. One of my favorites, probably right under Blink. They inspired Blink a lot. So.
And that was another one that you got for fairly cheap.
Yeah, I think I only paid like $3, or I didn't pay over $5 for any of them.
Hello. Alright, next up, this is one that I was just missing in my collection. It's not a rare record, not hard to find, but this one was in good condition and I was missing it. This is Triumph Never Surrender. Early 80s record, right? 83, yeah, I was right. It's a solid hard rock album, Canadian band, and one that I was missing. Picked this one up in a $3 bin, and like I said, it looks, it's in the classics now, but you can see the cover is in great condition. Has the inner sleeve, which is not all tore up, and the record's near mint. So $3, couldn't leave it behind. Grabbed it, took it home. Good stuff. Canadian power trio, Triumph.
Molly Hatchet, No Guts, No Glory. I just recently started listening to Molly Hatchet, I guess. So I heard this is a good one. Brand new, still has the plastic on it. So picked it up for $3. It's a good one.
Yep.
Good one to listen to.
Southern rock band from Florida. If you guys watch my channel for any length of time, you know that I'm a huge Molly Hatchet fan. I did a Molly Hatchet collection video not that long ago, and I'll leave a link for that below or above or somewhere. But anyhow, this probably not one of their more popular albums, but has one of my favorite songs in there called Fall of the Peacemaker, which I've always described as Molly Hatchet's Freebird. Also has a killer instrumental on there called, let's see, what's it called? Both Sides. That's the name of the instrumental. And it's got there's really hooky songs like What's It Gonna Take and Sweet Dixie. Southern rock, a little bit of a hard rock, heavy metal vibe, but mostly just straight up Southern rock, in Lynyrd Skynyrd Blackfoot vein. Good stuff. Alright, there's a hard rock record, a live album from Cactus. Hot and sweaty, kind of like New Mexico. Hot and sweaty. Just one that's been on my list again. I didn't pay much for this one, under $5, I think. Gatefold. Hold on a second. Gatefold record, live record. It's got a little bit of wear on the cover, but I don't mind it at all. It actually gives it a little bit of age. and it's definitely not in back condition. And the record's in perfect condition. I played the whole thing the other day. It sounded great. Gotta admit, I'm fairly new to Cactus, which I listened to a few years ago. Only have their first album on vinyl. Now I have their live album on vinyl. So I've got a bunch of Cactus on my vinyl want list and crossed this one right off. So hot and sweaty, Cactus on stage in Puerto Rico.
All right. So now it's time to slow things down a bit. Seals and Crofts.
Yep.
I don't know if anybody watching this is into.
So how did you
jams.
how did you decide to buy a Seals and Croft record?
So I do a lot of streaming, and they came up on one of my like more calmer channels, like the calmer, just smooth channels. And we have people over for dinner. I'll play something calm, and you want to sit back, relax, and have a good gin and tonic.
And then so when you were at the show, you
greatest hits. So I saw a couple of them, different ones at the show, and this one was their greatest hits. So I kind of picked it up. Good for
$3.
$3. Good for having people over. It's nice, calm music you can talk to.
Yep. This one was actually one I did not purchase. I got it from the show, but I didn't purchase it. This came from Big Dave. So this is another YouTube vinyl community person. And this is
Dave, Big Dave.
Big Dave, and Dave's channel is
Big Dave's channel.
Big Dave's.
I might actually change it to, you actually called me the VG Warrior. I might be changing it to the VG Warrior. I actually like that. Maybe a VG Plus, but I'll go with VG Warrior.
There you go. And I'll put a link to his channel below in this video, alright? Big Dave said, hey man, are you missing this from your collection? I said, heck yeah, I am. He said, I just picked this up and I'm not really into it. It's got flutes and stuff on it. And something to that effect. And I'm like, yeah, it does. It's very trippy stuff. Of course, this features Vincent Crane in the band and very psychedelic kind of stuff. Obviously, the cover is a bit odd. But I dig this band. This is probably my second favorite album after Death Walks Behind Us, but still a good album. Really glad to have this because it never pops up. Always looking for Atomic Rooster when I go to these shows and whatnot. So thank you, Big Dave, for hooking me up with this one, Atomic Rooster. This is what's it called? It's got 3 O's, so it's Rooster.
Rooster.
Yep. Self-titled first album, Atomic Rooster.
So these ones I did not get at the record show.
So he didn't pick up as many records as I did, so he decided to show a few of his albums that he's been playing quite a bit recently. We've been planning on doing a What's Spinning and Let Him Talk, so these are a couple that he wanted to show.
I'll jump in here. So the Fratellis. I have 2 of their albums. This one, We Need Medicine. And this one here is probably we'll say it's my third favorite album out there. Their Fratellis came in a close second for my favorite band, right behind Arctic Monkey, until they just recently dropped their newest album, which unfortunately I don't have on vinyl yet, but the best album that I've ever listened to is the Fratellis' newest album. So if you haven't heard it yet, I would suggest picking up that or streaming.
And what style of music are they for people who don't know? My channel's a lot of rock and metal, so.
Oh, okay. So I'm sorry. They're kind of more of an alternative. They're a British English band.
Kind of pop band.
Kind of pop alternative.
Didn't they do the song that's that Chicago?
Yeah, they did the Chicago song, which is about a transvestite, technically.
And that's their goal song?
That's their goal song.
Which is fitting for Chicago,
so,
having a song about transvestites
as
their goal song, so I'm kind of digging on that. I can't stand Chicago. Anyhow, the Fratellis. Alright, so that's it for Josh. I did grab a few more, so I'm going to go ahead and show you what I got, what else I got. That's really bad English. What else I purchased. This is, all the rest of this I think is all metal. Yep, all metal. So we've got Blitzkrieg. This is not the UK new wave of British heavy metal band. This is an American band from the 80s. And this is surprisingly good. I just grabbed it based on the fact that I had heard of it. I like the really corny cover art. You know, it's got that classic 80s hand-drawn look with the girl with the large breasts in the bikini and the all leather bikini, you know, tearing down the city. I mean, that's just so metal. This is basically an EP. The guys in the photo, and it still has, she has the plastic on, which I will tear off eventually. I don't ever keep them on there, but as you can see from the photo, they kind of look like your typical American 80s band, not unlike Rat. But I dug it. It's really good stuff. A little bit heavier than bands like Rat. Perhaps more like their first EPs, but just good, solid heavy metal. Produced by Ron Keel of Steeler and Keel fame. One that I've had in my collection before, and I sold it in 1990, so I found this one for $5. I grabbed it. This is Herman Z, who is the Scorpions drummer. And this is his solo record. Tons of guest stars on here. Don Dawkins sings a song on here. I think it's I'll Say Goodbye. There's a version of Wipeout on here. Yes, that Wipeout. Bunch of other guests on here. Steve Marriott's on here. Charlie Hunn from Foghat. Ted Nugent's on here. Just Jack Russell from Great White. Anyhow, is it a great album? No, it's really not. It's a decent album. I like some of the songs. It's definitely a solo album. He was getting away from the Scorpion sound and trying different things. But I'm a huge Scorpions fan. I collect anything Scorpions related. Therefore, I grabbed Herman Z. Or of course, Herman Raribo is his real name. Still has the hype sticker on it too, which is kind of cool. You may have saw in the video I picked up a Rat record, and I did end up purchasing it. I had a 50% off coupon for this table. This was $4. For some reason, I just didn't have this one in my collection. Have several other Rat records. This is their first full-length album. Didn't have it, so I grabbed it for $4. Of course, it has the huge hit on here, Around and Around, and he's going to tell you why, but never does. Rats out of the Cellar. 1984, that record is.
That's the name of the song.
Huh?
That's the name of the song.
What
He's
is?
going to tell you why, but he never does.
No, in the lyrics he keeps saying, "I'm telling you why," and he never does.
I thought you were going to tell them why.
I don't know why,
but
because
you
he doesn't
never
tell me.
do.
Excuse me.
Very misleading.
This is I don't know if you saw in the video, I flipped through this box of records that was just all metal. Had a bunch of 12-inch singles in there, and a lot of great stuff. Had Slayer and Motorhead and Anthrax, Annihilator, and The Rods. I did pick up everything in that box. A lot of it, as you saw, had a lot of ringwear. But this is one that just barely ever pops up. And this is The Rods Wild Dog EP featuring, of course, Too Hot to Stop, and a live track. It's got Rockin' and Rollin' and Too Hot to Stop live. 12-inch EP, UK pressing of an American band, early 1980s heavy metal. And the last one, you definitely saw me pick this one up, and you knew I wasn't going to leave it behind. This is a pristine copy of Judas Priest Point of Entry. Early 80s Priest. More simplistic than their 70s stuff, straightforward heavy metal. Has the OBI strip on it, the OB strip on it. It has the American cover with which has the dual image. You can see it as either a road with paper going out into the distance, or if you look closely, squint a little bit, you can see a lady's legs and her skirt and an arrow pointing into her crotch, which of course would be the point of entry.
Ah.
Can you see it?
I can see it.
Yeah.
I was going to make that point of
Double
entry
entendre,
joke.
I believe that's
So,
called.
Yes.
So there you go. But it also has the, if I can get it out of here, it has the insert. And most Japanese records come with inserts on the Epic label. Hold a second.
Yep.
So here's the British cover in black and white. And then, of course, the bio and Japanese lyrics, and the English lyrics on the backside. Japanese releases are always so cool. They always sound good. They always have extras. So when I find them for a decent price, I stack them up. This one was listed at $20. I don't remember what I paid for it now. Not $20. But it was the most expensive record I purchased. All the rest of them were $5 or less. Didn't spend anywhere near as much of this show as I normally do. Next time. Judas Priest Point of Entry. So that's it. That is what we picked up at the Albuquerque Records Show. Hope you all enjoyed that video and this one. Anything you want to say?
No.
What are you drinking?
It is Bone Chiller Brown Ale. It's part of a winter collection that I keep buying because it's on sale. So it's a good beer to just to sip on. Not too dark, not too hoppy. It's nice and smooth.
Cool. That's it. Hope you all enjoyed it. God bless. Stay strong.